Three, two, one. Hello, welcome to another episode of Black Afterthoughts. I am Taylor.
I'm Marcus.
I'm Caleb.
And we have a very funny show, kind of, sort of, this week. The first topic, Jesus. I feel like I need to start that over, but then it'll be funny if I kind of leave it, so never mind. The first topic we're going to talk about is kind of, in a way, a controversial topic when it comes between men and women, and that is the topic of makeup versus like natural face. I know that a lot of women feel that men say they want a natural woman, they want a woman that doesn't have to wear makeup all the time, but when it comes to saying girls that they like or girls that they point out, they're typically girls with the beat face, with a lot of makeup, all the extra, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Caleb.
I can tell you what I personally feel, and that is a rough game, but I know that how am I supposed to answer this question? Like just my thoughts on it, or
it can be your personal opinion, thoughts on the period.
If we're going off of just aspiring to get somebody that is natural, the game is too, I think the word I'm looking for is saturated.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody and their mama has makeup on nowadays, like off first glance. So it's real hard to be like you said, point somebody out, but like they got makeup on, like that's hard. It really is hard. So it's just, okay, you one person.
I'll give you a hard time.
How can you step out without makeup?
I go out all the time without makeup.
You do
but
you
I
go
know
out without
that
makeup because you got a man?
No, I go out with makeup with or without a man, or if I have a man or if I don't have a man.
Is it more so if you're single?
No, it's more or less if I'm feeling like spending the time to put that shit on that day. To be honest, that's a process. That's like an hour and a half before you get dressed process.
But it beats like skincare.
Correct.
Like,
yeah, which is wild.
You know what I'm saying? It's like take, for instance, like working out. It just doesn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? It's a process. You're working towards, you know what I'm saying, getting what you feel. Like makeup is a temporary solution of how people want their skin to look.
I wouldn't say that because not all women who wear makeup have bad skin.
Right, but some may feel like they do, and then they use it to, you know what I'm saying, to hide some of the insecurities that they feel. Because women don't feel, you know what I'm saying, how we see them all the time. And it's something that we men battle. It's just like you battle with women talking about, I don't feel like this. Even though we express like, who's like, man, you look beautiful, you look nice, you look sick. It's just like women just be like, man, you just talking, and it's just like they don't even have that belief in themselves. So it's like that on top of the, you know what I'm saying, the whole society thing is just like the minor glitch, you are considered less than. You know what I'm saying? It's pressure for women, you know what I'm saying, to look how they look and do the things that they do. So it's just, I necessarily don't care. You know what I'm saying? If you wear it, you wear it. You know what I'm saying? If you feel comfortable with or without it. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's you.
I know for me personally, if you want to get like deeper into it, then I'm not a fan of makeup. I just got finished talking to my significant other about it, because if you say that you look good and I say that you look good, that extra effort isn't for me, and according to your words, is not for you. So if you put in extra work, that's for something else, i.e., you're striving for something else. That's a problem in my eyes.
Okay.
It's like, you know.
I know as a woman that you definitely get treated differently, and you definitely feel differently when you wear makeup. Like for example, I can post a picture of barefaced Taylor on social media, and I get roughly between 20 and 50 likes on the picture.
Okay.
But then I post a picture with a full face of makeup, you know, no glasses, contacts in, hair looks cute. And matter of fact, for example, I posted a picture of me in an orange dress, full makeup on, hair was braided up, big earrings. I felt really cute. 250 comments, 200 plus likes on the photo. So it seems like the makeup, the look hit different than if I were to do the same braids, wear the same hoops, with the same dress, with no glasses, wear my contacts with no makeup. It probably wouldn't have hit as hard. I'm just being honest.
Sad to say, but yeah, proof's in the pudding.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for me personally, you ugly regardless, but
I'm sorry, you have me mistaken.
Damn, with the library glasses on, that shit is hilarious.
that shit about to fall off her face, and it's still about to be on.
My nose is big enough to catch it. Thanks.
Man.
No, but you're absolutely right. Sadly, you're absolutely right. As much as I could talk about it, I know that I don't participate in that, but that is the truth on that, where bare face doesn't get respected as much as they say it is respected.
And why do y'all think that is, though?
I don't know.
Not as far as your personal opinion about how you feel about it, but just like as a man in general.
It's tough. It's tough to gauge. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple reasons why those things are the way they are. It can be, conditioning of the mind. It could be, you know what I'm saying? It could be preference. It can be a number of things. You know what I'm saying? It's all personal. You know what I'm saying? Also, there are people who are followers. So if you see a bunch of people liking something, you're like, oh, I think I should like this too, depending on how strong the mind that person's mind is. And it could be, you know what I'm saying? It could actually just be, you know what I'm saying? I like Taylor. It's like, I like what she did here. Well, I like what she did there. You know what I'm saying? It's a number of things. But, society teaches us that, you know what I'm saying? Smooth faces, you know what I'm saying? Bare face, all that stuff. It was just like no flaws. Like the theme in society is no flaws. Whatever you perceive, most of the shit that we post, everything we post is mainly good. So if it's not good, then it doesn't get seen. So if it's something that's just like, yeah, I like it because this person is doing what the norm is. The norm is perfection.
Exactly what Marcus said. And it's wild because on the flip side of that, and Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong, but I probably could understand where it's like women get into makeup because they see that all the attention that they want are going towards women that wear makeup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see that argument, and then also on the flip side with that, everybody wants to be a makeup artist now. So some people use that as a form of expression also. But I do understand what you're saying about, well, this girl gets the most attention. She wears the makeup, she wears the lashes, she wears the weave down to her fucking back of her knees. Like, You see what I mean? So they copied that, hoping to get that attention. So I can see that. But it just sucks as a woman who is what men say that they look for, that natural look, and the attention goes the opposite, you know?
Which is wild though, because it's like I said before, to point out a natural woman when you want an example is really hard. Like you said, like for example, oh, you say you want a natural woman, well, tell me who looks good. The first thing I'm gonna do is go to the internet where all they got is beat faces. So it's like, it really is hard to point that out.
Just point him at Jill Scott. That's it. You good after that.
Well, Jill Scott wears makeup. The only person I can use this as an example of is when Alicia Keys went from wearing makeup all the time to saying that she's not wearing makeup anymore. And everyone said, well, I wouldn't say everyone. A lot of people criticized her saying she looks plain. She doesn't look as put together. You know, she looks average, you know. And it's just like, this is how she naturally looks on a regular basis without all the glitz, the glam, the makeup, the extra.
I think Jill Scott has a natural look to me.
She does. I mean, and she doesn't wear makeup all the time. I was just using Alicia Keys as an example because she's the one that's flat out come out and said, I'm not wearing makeup anymore. I mean, I think now she may do a couple of things, but nothing major to where she's wearing a full face of makeup.
Ain't she, excuse me, ain't she the spokesperson of like what, CoverGirl or Maybelline?
Who?
Alicia Keys. I think she got a makeup line.
I have never seen that, but you may not be wrong.
Yeah,
whew, that is. Don't you love that backwards shit where it's like
some women don't feel like filling in their eyebrows is putting on makeup, or like wearing lip gloss is putting on makeup.
It is, which is stupid, in my opinion.
Putting on lip gloss is wearing makeup?
Yes.
Yes.
That means, or like putting on Carmex?
That's dope. That's totally different. That's medication.
You're not gonna mix health and makeup in the same sentence. Like in the
I
same
wear lip gloss all the time, so I guess I wear makeup all the time.
Yes, you do.
I don't consider that wearing makeup.
Let me ask you this: are your lips naturally glossy?
No, but even if I put on Carmex or Vaseline or anything of that sort, my lips are not naturally like that either.
Well, I know you're putting medication on them to like lotion and stuff like that, and so I would assume, but like with lip gloss is to accentuate like a certain type of look. The thing is in the name. It's a gloss.
You can't mix lip gloss and Carmex in the same sentence because they serve two different purposes.
For some people, they don't. They don't want dry lips.
Lip gloss doesn't.
Exactly. So which is fine.
Don't say lip gloss doesn't.
That makes perfect sense.
Because I got Rihanna that say otherwise.
No, that's perfect sense.
But trying to get your money.
Rihanna's products use shea butter and everything else in her lip gloss.
Does it create a different color than what is naturally there?
No.
It's still considered makeup because it's added.
It's clear. It goes on clear.
But it's added though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can put on Carmex right now, and depending on how much of it I put on, it can give me the same effect.
If you gave your fingers a clear coat, it still got your fingernails painted, and it still does nothing for you health-wise. You didn't clip your nails, you didn't clip your cuticles. You put gloss on your fingers with no other benefit other to make it shiny. That's not a health benefit.
It's display.
I'm saying, for some people, putting on lip gloss is saying the same purpose that they put on Carmex, Blistex, Aquaphor, whatever for, is because they don't want dry lips.
Well, people suffer from dry lips, and Carmex and Blistex and those things that you mentioned are medication to prevent that. Dry lip, like you getting out of the shower and putting on lotion, is just like your skin is naturally dry from what it is.
So you're saying it's just a moisturizer?
Yes, a
We have
moisturizer.
lip glosses that do that.
Okay, well, some lip glosses have medication in them, but it's still gloss. It's not natural. It's like it's not specifically the medication.
I didn't know that medication was the defining factor between what is makeup and what is not.
Well, you're
If
comparing.
they serve the same, literally, in most cases, they serve the same purpose.
So, what do you put?
Like, if we're talking about bright
lip
red lipstick on a Friday night, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about a simple, I'm going to throw on some random lip gloss out of my purse that got vitamin A, vitamin E, shea butter, coconut oil, whatever you want to talk about. But y'all would consider that to be lip gloss because it's not medicated. I mean, makeup because it's not medicated.
What did you put the lip gloss on for?
Me? Like, I got some right now I can put on for my dry lip. Because my
What
lip dry
is
right now.
The intent of lip gloss is to gloss your lips. The intent of medicated Vaseline and lip balm is to moisturize your lips.
Or sometimes Taylor don't have lip gloss in the purse, and Vaseline or Carmex is what I have, and I want the same effect. So I put on enough Carmex, it gets the job done.
Enough, not what is needed. Do you understand what you
I'm just
said?
saying.
I'm just telling.
You're causing the same effect for Carmex to have the same effect as lip gloss. You're taking
If
one
the
thing
intent is not
and
to
putting
have
it to
dry
the
lips, then
other.
yes.
No, but you don't need the amount that you are using or what you have displayed that you are using.
You take too many ibuprofens, that's gonna be your
Carmex.
last headache.
That means you overdose. It
So
was
we're
not
overdosing on Carmex.
Yes, you are overdosing on makeup. You're overdosing on Carmex. That's what you are doing. So you can have the effect of lip gloss. That is not the
Oh, Jesus, that's hilarious.
Carmex. You're getting it backwards. Lip gloss is makeup.
Okay.
I was like,
Talking to
man,
somebody who wears the stuff.
I don't
Or many
wear it.
guys, when I go out, they say, "Hey, my lips is dry. Can I get some of your lip gloss?" I know because my brother does it all the time.
Who does that?
EJ. And I sure will swipe that fucking Fenty on his finger, and we keeps it moving.
I knew it. I knew this nigga got a palette in his fucking bathroom drawer.
No, he does not.
Yes, he do.
He does not. He just don't want to have dry lips.
Nigga buy
Even
waist
light
beads,
skins a bad name everywhere.
he do all type of shit.
Don't do my brother. He makes sure he's 100% of the time. You can't be walking around here with dry ass lips.
100%.
Giving light skins a bad name everywhere.
My brothers have even done it. They walk around with white ass lips. They trying to put something on till they get to the next stop.
Next
Stay
topic.
ready.
This devil's advocate is going too far.
Stay
I'm just
ready.
saying, I
So
wouldn't be
you
able to be
don't
devil's
have to
advocate if the
get
opposition didn't happen.
Stay ready. So you don't have to get ready.
Moving on. Y'all ready for the next topic?
Sure.
Ready as ever.
Wake up, Mr. West.
Yeah, he in a sucker spot right now.
Kanye West. All right. Okay. Kanye West. Thoughts, comments, political statements.
Kim summed it up perfect. He's bipolar and he is I'm not gonna say issue. He is a job in itself to handle.
Man, that bipolar show. They showed at that rally, man.
Man, oh man.
It was apparent. Like,
Man, oh man.
listen, I'm all for, you know what I'm saying, for mental awareness. Like, we need it. It's just like, as me personally, I need, you know what I'm saying, I need therapy. I'm okay with it. This nigga does not need to be running for president.
I agree with you for that.
I'm all for equality, but for somebody who is mentally unstable, and it is documented. Your wife has stated he is bipolar. The decisions that have to be made in dire situations as the president is not ready for a mentally unstable being.
For somebody who deals with a specific issue, has too much bias, and might even have too much energy to it, so you can't run shit. So, if you want to, for example, if you want to talk about racism, you can't have a racist president as the head. Because if you suffer with that, hear me out. If you suffer with that problem isn't gonna be resolved. You have to acknowledge it, but there's no way that you can suffer from it for you to help the cause. If that's making sense. So it's like, let me see if I can explain it. If Trump is a racist, he can't help the problem. But if Obama acknowledges racism and isn't a part of it, you might be able to push for it. If you're slightly following it.
Yeah.
But the fact that if Kanye is pushing for mental health, but he also needs mental health, you're not only are you biased, but it's also like that takes up too much consumption. You can't do your job as president.
Yeah.
But there's many functioning people in the United States or in the world in these higher positions that suffer and live with and cope with mental health issues.
Yeah, they're called African American women. Granted, but that does
But
not.
the topic at the moment is Kanye.
Yeah, he is not mentally fit to do his job. Yes,
Who says that though?
He displays it.
No, you don't even gotta say that. You don't even gotta acknowledge that. We could put it to a vote. He was at 2%, and then he pulled himself out the running, and then he did a rally after that. Besides the point, he was at 2%. That's all you need to know to say that, oh, he's not, like, we don't want him as a president. That's all you need to know.
I mean, I'm just, because I've heard that he's not fit statement a little bit more than I honestly feel like you should be saying. Like I said, we have people in society, regardless male, female, fame, average Joe, that function with mental health issues daily.
Right.
Is your focus on the mental health when you're talking about this, or is your focus solely on Kanye West when you're talking about this?
Yes.
That Kanye, yes.
No, I'm saying for both. Because you brought up Kim Kardashian and her statement about him suffering from bipolar disorder, and that's why I said yes.
Gotcha.
When you mentioned her statement. Now, if you didn't mention her statement, then I wouldn't be talking about mental health. But it's always with Kanye West. It's always a question of his mental health and the things that he says. One, because they think because he's black and he should be pretty much following the cultural norm, he shouldn't be saying some of the things that he says. And two, they've written him off. Like we were talking about the other day, Caleb, after he was talking about Taylor Swift and how Beyonce should have won, and the whole Life of Pablo album, when he made some of the songs that he made that pretty much black people have written him off then. Or if you want to think about when his mother passed away, everybody uses that as a foundation for his behavior.
Side note, around what album did his mother pass?
Right after graduation.
Yes.
Really? So this was before 808 Heartbreak and My Twisted
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You definitely see the change in the sound and
I was looking for the change. because I believe 808 Heartbreak was a good album. You know what I'm saying? Even my Twisted Dark Fantasy, it was like it showed like a more in-depth look at somebody who was already changing the norm when he came in, and then to continue to do that, you know what I'm saying, for itself, which I thought was great. It makes sense when I could fit that, you know what I'm saying, that time, and you kind of get to see the change. And it was just like, I feel like he accepted more of the change, but I feel like his ideology is where he's lacking, because a lot of the things that he's saying, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't fit right. It's not, I understand, you know what I'm saying, you like not accepting the norm because you have changed the norm, you know what I'm saying, to how you particularly feel, which is why you have the influence that you have. And then, you know what I'm saying, you're still trying to do that, but it's like you're misinformed.
I disagree with you.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Because if you want to take a look at it, and I'll pop up a few examples, and I'll give example and explanation. He's on the money with a lot of what he's saying. His delivery is just so off, and that's what the conversation I was having with Taylor. So when he gets on stage and he's like, Taylor Swift did a good job, but Beyonce had the greatest video of all time, there's no combating that. You're just not supposed to say that off the Hennessy while she's accepting an award. When Kanye says, like, off the new thing, talking about, oh, Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves, she just gave them to other white people, probably was the worst wording ever, and probably given context, like given lack of context, was the worst thing ever. But if you want to look at it in today's standards, you don't think of a corporate job as free. Just because you've been up to Canada doesn't mean that you didn't stop working for the white man, nor do you have shit for your name. So it's like he's been on point with damn near everything he's saying. Well, with a lot of the stuff that he's saying that's controversial, his delivery is horrible.
But, well, actually, no, I would say that Harriet Tubman is probably the most thing he's actually said wrong. Next to, you know, slavery was a choice, because then again, from Harriet and then Nat Turner, your guys are not considering the free will. Like, the free will was taken as far as slavery. It's just like, you have no rights. And it was just like, here, you have your rights. But in order for you to make it, you have to do the same things that everybody else does, because the slave owners were living under the same umbrella as the people up north. They were just restricting other people due to the color of their skin. It's just like, because when the slave owner, when Harriet was taking, you know, those slaves, and all of a sudden they were losing money and profit because of the product they were using, like the slave labor. So if you don't have the money to sustain what you have, then you will be out on the street, just as they were. Just now, when Harriet brought the slaves up north, she was giving them the opportunity so they can also do that for their own families.
Yes, but I'll put it like this. I understand what he's talking about, but the point that this exact words that he said was, Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves. He just moved them to work for other white people. In that statement alone, as wild as it may be, given it without context, he's absolutely right. Because again, when you look at the term free in 2020, we think of it as financial freedom, being your own boss, and not having any constrictions. That's exactly what they didn't have. So if you want to look at it like that, again, Kanye's delivery is horrible, but he's on the money.
I hate to even be that person again. Because on our previous podcast, like I was telling Caleb, we talked about Kanye's statement. Because like I have it pulled up, it says, when you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. I firmly agree with what he's trying to say as far as it wasn't a choice until a point. But then at the same time, just because you don't like the options that you have does not mean you don't have choices. So when, for example, that quote came out on Black Panther, when he said, my ancestors knew that death was better than bondage. They knew that they had choices. Either we can go over here, be slaves for the rest of our lives and future generations, or we could die here as free people, never having to experience that and knowing that they've held true to themselves. I think that was more the mindset he was in when he said what he said. Because if that wasn't a possibility, or if that wasn't a mindset at all, as far as like you have choices, we wouldn't have had slaves escape. We wouldn't have rebellions. We wouldn't have had Harriet Tubman. She knew that there was another option, which was to leave where you were. Whether it meant lynchings, whether it meant being beaten, whether it being mean castration, whether it being fucking your feet or whatever being removed, your children being hurt, whatever. They were willing to take that chance because they knew they had that option to leave. Some of them took it. Some of them said, no, it's not worth the risk to me. I don't want to be separated from my family. I don't want nobody being hurt. I don't want to be hurt.
So are you guys saying today that you are slaves?
To a certain extent.
Shit, Kanye said that we knew slaves. And he's not lying.
Listening to what Kanye said. I'm asking you guys. To an extent.
I agree.
Okay, cool.
I agree, yeah.
Listen, I personally agree, which is why we're doing this podcast, because we're not trying to be slaves anymore. I totally get it.
I just feel like we know too much now. But as far as talking about Harriet Tubman, not wrong.
The information is available now.
Right. We're not being beaten or, having things things removed from us because we are able to read and write.
Yeah, we are. We have things
not in a physical sense.
No, physical too.
From who?
They're taking our lives. They're removing us. Yeah, they're removing us from our families by putting us in jail. No, yeah, we totally getting beaten out here. Matter of fact, they just found a fucking noose at my job.
What type of Bubba Watson shit you on?
I'm dead ass. Like, they were like, yeah, there was a noose.
H2O ain't same thing to me. I don't know the brother, man. I don't know he's driving.
I'm so serious.
Not they found a noose at Ford Motor Company.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. I bet you that won't get to the news. I guarantee.
Probably won't. But I mean, I agree with what you're saying, Caleb. The delivery is probably horrible. The information, definitely spot on. I do feel like so many people are trying to silence him instead of let him be able to express himself before he gets to those platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So that they can be not really, I wouldn't even say addressed, but like I feel like he's under such I'm trying to make sure that I say this right. Like whenever Kanye, it's kind of like one of those kids that you don't take out in public because you think that they can't act right.
Roscoe.
So like when you finally get the opportunity, they finally get the opportunity to leave the house, they act out. They tear shit up in the store, they eat shit in the store, they, running around, fighting each other, whatever. And I just feel like, he's like, oh, I'm at the house, I can say what I need to say. I can get it out. I'm not under that, oh, you shouldn't say this, oh, you shouldn't say that, oh, you can't do type deal. And I feel like, in a way, he's being restricted on his ability to share his information.
I don't think he's being any more restricted than we are.
I don't think he's being restricted at all. He's just not taking the time to explain himself. You listen to like a Nipsey Hussle or J. Cole, they might say something, but then they follow it up with a whole lot of explanation. And you hear a whole bunch of, don't take this the wrong way, please take all the words, not saying that this trumps this. They actually give explanation. Kanye just says one thing and he just jumps to the next because he can't keep focus. And that's where a lot of the shit stands. So it's like a lot of, so he'll go on a rant and he'll be like, oh, Harriet Tubman ain't just free the slaves. I mean, he didn't free the slaves. They just went by the white people. Was like, oh, 400 years of slavery was the choice. Then he let the media chop it. Then he doesn't give explanation in the meantime. And he does it. Marcus said it. He does it to himself. He just doesn't take the time to actually say it. It's a beautiful thing where it's like, oh, you can say more with less, but unless your words are that calculated, you gotta explain yourself, or else you're subject to this.
You know what's crazy? It kind of seems like he's trolling. Like, when you troll somebody, you say something and you just sit there. You don't say anything. There's no facts on why you're saying anything. You're just doing it just to do it. And it's just like you said, if he is just doing this and there is no context after, like, what is he basing this off of?
It's
like,
also whack. He's always done this. So even if you take it back to Katrina, oh,
George
Bush doesn't care about white people, and it just cuts, and it's like he's absolutely right, but it's like, and we at least there's understanding on our side in regards to like we know what he's talking about.
But I'll say this though, when he said that, it was a pretty well known notion that George Bush was racist. Like, it was kind of like a general consensus. It was just like we knew. That was what we as black people already thought about. Like, it could possibly not be true. He could not care. And like, I'm just saying, it's like we don't know for sure because we're going off the actions. All the actions led up to what is being done. If you look at Kanye's actions, we can assume something. We see Donald Trump's actions, we can assume something. But this is a general consensus. George Bush doesn't care about black people. All right, cool. Kanye makes it known. Like, he just says it. He says exactly what everybody else is thinking. And we were just like, yeah, he spazzed out. But we accepted it because we know it was true. Or we felt that.
Yeah. Also, the thing is the emotional aspect. Our emotions already let us know that, oh, another white president, we don't care. So when Trump says that, we agree. Because not only, like you said, we know, but our emotions aren't clouding that. Oh, we feel some type of way about slavery. So when you make the Harriet Tubman speech, now it's, oh, our emotions are into it. But like I said, we dive deeper into it. He's spot on. Or it's like,
he ain't spot on.
So Harriet Tubman didn't take from one.
He didn't.
So you telling me that Harriet Tubman took them to his 40 acres in the mule? Is that what you telling me?
Hell no, Mark.
He wasn't spot on with that. I don't think he was spot
Marcus,
on.
you smoking a bag of dicks, big dog.
Really? I'm smoking a bag of dicks.
A bag of dicks, big dog. So Harriet Tubman didn't navigate these slaves from the south, from their white slave owners, to the north, to these white allies.
Business owners
in the north.
I highly doubt that Harriet Tubman started
running these slave houses, Mark.
No, I know who was it, but that's not what he said. He's just said to work for different white people.
What the hell you think they was doing in the north?
I get it. I trust me, I get it. It's just not the same. It doesn't sound the same when you say it like that. It just doesn't.
He said it straight up. Between that and there's also emotion behind it, not to mention the notion of, oh, Kanye's known for saying some bullshit. But like I say, Harriet Tubman didn't leave free black people to their 40 acres and a mule, and Harriet Tubman didn't leave black people to their LLCs that they need to succeed. So I'm telling you, it's a fact when it's, oh, Harriet Tubman just moved black people from working for free to working for nickels and dimes, either in the North or in Canada, because they still didn't own shit. It's a fact. His packaging is shit, but it's a fact.
All right. Stand correct.
I think I kind of struggle. I'm not comparing Nick Cannon to Kanye West at all, but I'm struggling with the fact when it comes to men, especially black men in the media, and they go to express something that the country knows as fact, and they get put on the chopping block for it, and they're expected to apologize for it or over-explain for what they're saying, and I just don't agree with that.
Yeah. And next thing you know, you end up like last week. You end up like Nick Cannon. You get fired from a job for speaking straight facts.
And then he ends up apologizing. And then I know me and Marcus was talking about this. After he apologizes, his community pretty much doesn't support him and calls him a sellout. So it's just like, well, what the hell did I do all of this for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And I
listen
feel
to
like
that
that
Kendrick.
shit sucks. I feel like that shit sucks. I do feel, as far as Kanye West, he most likely does need to be seen by a professional.
Yep.
To figure out why he has so many things spiraling at once, if that makes sense. Because you brought up a point of how he throws something out, he doesn't explain, he leaves it at that, then he goes to the next thing. He's just spatting information with nothing behind it.
He playing devil's advocate. He's a rapper. If you really wanted, I put it like this: in a 4-minute song, you can probably name a slight few that give a whole story that makes sense. But after that, rappers, very scatterbrained. Got to get this bar out. That doesn't relate to this bar. That doesn't relate to this bar. That doesn't relate to this bar. And you're just assumed to get it.
That doesn't apply to Kanye.
Doesn't apply to Kanye. What you mean?
Yeah.
He's a rapper, is he not?
He's a rapper, but he is a certain type of rapper, which takes that away. Think of College Dropout. That is a pretty consistent, that's a pretty consistent sound. It's not scatterbrained. It's one thing, and it's spread it out. That is a story.
That's what
Kanye West tells story. Kanye West is visual with him. You see
yeah. I can see that.
With as far as rappers, yes, you can. It's common rappers. Yes, it is common that everything is sporadic. It is fucking bitches getting money, shooting niggas, and all types of shit. And it is repetitive.
Right.
Yes.
But even so, to get deeper into it, Kanye is still a rapper, and rappers are still sporadic. So when I say concise top to bottom, think of let me think. Think of Kendrick's song Duckworth. Think of Ice Cube, It Was a Good Day. Think of KRS-One, Love's Gonna Get You, where it's a literal story top to bottom in regards to, like you're saying, it's a concise album, but he's still jumping from point to point. The points add up, but he's still from point to point to point.
Well, that's not sporadic if they all add up together.
In a sense, because, I mean, I'm not going to spit off a Kanye bar right now. I can't think. I'm not in that zone right now, but I am saying it's like,
okay, I'll say this. You don't have to necessarily do like a song. You don't have to do like a bar. You can do a song. Like Jesus Walks. We can use that. We can use one of his biggest hits. It was pretty it was like personal, you know what I'm saying? And it had like society issues and personal issues, and it came together. Okay, you can think of any song on College Dropout, and it's pretty consistent. Like that's what I mean when the norm is majority of of what you, I would say this, of what you display. So if you display storytelling, like storytelling type writers like Nas storytellers like with visual, Jay-Z storytelling, and then you switch the rappers like sporadic, Future, Drake is like, you know what I'm saying? Drake is sporadic. Drake has many different flows, but it's different when you, it's different when you like when the norm is like the majority of you just writing and you telling a story all the time. Now you can have a lot going on and not be sporadic. Everything can be compartmentalized and easier to manage. As of right now, it doesn't look like what Kanye's what it's not what we're used to, which is why we come at him the way we do.
I can see that.
I know what I'm trying to say with that is like, it's not, because I could probably give a couple more examples, but I'm saying that to mean it's not, if it's not ran down, like when you think of the song J. Cole, Wet Dreams, if you look at that whole song, you can read it top to bottom and get one message. And it's just like, you can read it as a paper in regards to like, this line goes with the next line, goes with the next line, goes with, like, it's a general story. What is this? You can put it all in one paragraph. With the stuff that regular rappers say is a bar, a bar, a bar, a bar. And the only thing that links it is the shit curves at the end. With Kanye, the point that I was trying to make is like, he might say something, but the fact that there's no context after it and he just jumps to the next thing, that's what I mean. That's me playing devil's advocate, where it's like, it just doesn't, he says one thing, jumps to the next, then jumps to the next. So, yeah, he's all over the place.
I think honestly what you're saying is him as a person mimics that common rapper way that we see of them bouncing around. But
yes,
his music, we're not saying is that way.
When I mentioned that, I wasn't referring to his music. I was just saying like he's a rapper. He when he talks, just in general, it'll jump from one thing to the next without explanation, it's one thing to the next.
The reason why I went off his music is because we demand a lot of authenticity when it comes to our rappers and the people who we seek for as far as entertainment, which is why we connect with them, is because they're authentic. When you hear Kendrick music, you feel like Kendrick is like that outside of his music. When you hear J. Cole in his music, you feel like he is that outside of his music. And in his
J. Cole dropped today, FYI.
Yes, I gotta listen.
He dropped today. He got 2 songs. After this, I'm bumping that shit till I sleep.
Fact. So when we heard Kanye come out on the scene, it felt authentic because the norm was shoot 'em up, you know, gangbang, you know, G Unit, all that type of shit, the 90s norm. And then you got somebody coming in blazers and pink shirts and stuff like that with a backpack on, talking about, I'm me. You feel me? I ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not my life. My life is this. So yeah, when he says that in his music, and then like we expect that from him at all times. And I think that's where we as a society forget that our entertainers, our favorite entertainers, they're people too. They have mental issues. They have real life situations. They have family.
I had to get J. Cole.
So you gonna stop the conversation for J. Cole?
No.
So J. Cole,
you reminded me. Thank you. I got it now.
LOL.
But yeah, I just feel like we kind of have to separate the person from the music, cause
like R. Kelly.
You know what? Unpopular opinion. I still bump his shit. Like honestly, It
I had to throw
slapped.
that in there.
It slapped, dude. I don't care what nobody say. People slapping R. Kelly, like for real, for real.
Hey, unpopular opinion. The victims need more blame, but I digress. You telling me they wasn't looking? You gonna act brand new?
No. Documentary said all of that. They were just like, yeah, he said he would help out with my daughter's singing career. Like,
dude,
I get it. Like, I totally get it.
Where are the parents? Jerry Epstein, that shit is even worse. Where are the parents?
Where are the parents?
And it's funny because it's like you look at a Jerry Epstein. You look at a Jerry Epstein and it's like, black people wouldn't do that. Black people, they not letting their kids leave the block, the end of the street. They coming back home when the lights off. And then you look at R. Kelly and it's like, black people are tripping too.
The difference between R. Kelly and Epstein is R. Kelly didn't involve the parents. I mean, Epstein didn't involve the parents. R. Kelly did.
But that's not something. Who brought them to the concerts and stuff was the parents.
Who paid for them tickets?
Epstein recruited through the kids.
You want to know something even wilder? You want to know something even wilder? I say it as this. When you think of a girl gets with a guy or vice versa, in regards to like the girl probably give it 2 tries off her. The first try, if the dick was whack, then probably don't give it up to that. And then if the dick is whack a second time, that's how you know, I bet I'm not gonna fuck with it no more.
2 times.
And it's shit once then once. Like you gotta put on right now.
Get the gab is underrated. Like, let's be real.
Let me explain. Let me explain. All of these women were repeat. I'm telling you. So it's like, I get it. R. Kelly was wrong. He manipulated people. Instead of me with Jerry Epstein, manipulated people, all that stuff. I'm telling you, these women had a choice playing victim on the backside and just putting all the blame, every person right under their name. Survivor? You better stop. And what makes it even worse, you hear all these stories, and it's even more so like, oh, I was scared, so I didn't say anything. If you didn't say anything, you didn't try.
You know, it's crazy. I don't like the word. I don't like the word.
You came back a second time and a third time? Oh, no, big dog. Now you're a survivor. He gave you $600 because what was it, $200 each time? He gave you $600 because you came 3 times. Now you're a survivor? But you're an employee. You know what? I need my taxes. What? Oh no. Oh,
I don't like the word. I don't like the word choice anymore. I don't like it. The word is not associated well. I don't like that word.
Dude, you're not gonna sit if you want. Shoot.
I don't like that word.
It hurts.
What ASAP said, if I can fuck her once, then I can fuck her twice. And why? Because she wants to. She wanted to. You're not going to call you. You're not going to, when the story drops, now you're a survivor. Fuck out of here. Oh my God, bro. That's horrible. That's horrible. You're not going to say, and back on a simpler point, you can't say, oh, the dick was little, but you keep letting him hit. Stop saying that. Choice. It was your choice, and you kept running with it. I don't want to hear shit. Now, there are some women, now please let me, like the ones that Epstein had in 96, they cut the shit off the one time. I get that. But you called it. I get that. Dude, some of them, she said they brought in 24 women, 60 women. Choice.
Hey, man, listen. Stockholm Syndrome is real. Need you to understand that Stockholm Syndrome is real.
You talking about when people fall in love with their perpetrator?
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, people say the mind is a terrible thing to waste is for a reason. Okay,
You
is
chose to fall in love. Did you not?
no.
Some people use that for people, for example, who are like locked in basements and things for extended period of time, like that were stolen from their families. A lot of them, you'll see after the fact, they have fallen in love with their perpetrator as a survival tactic.
That might have been R. Kelly's story. I know for a fact that wasn't Epstein.
That is the mind. Do you
Yeah.
listen? People who can manipulate understand the power of the mind, i.e., racist. Systematic racism is real because of the mind that we set. We, knowing the knowledge and accept what we accept and do not accept what we do not accept, is because we have the knowledge of what is right and what is wrong and what we choose not to do. Some of the people mentally are not there yet. Mentally, they are unaware. Some people feel like their surroundings is the best thing for them. And we know, because we've either been in that situation or can relate, that there is more out there than to life than what is around us.
You know exactly what I'm gonna say?
Go ahead.
Where were the parents? Hey, Marcus, real quick.
I'm about to start throwing shit because this some bullshit. This some
Marcus,
bullshit.
real quick.
Go ahead.
Answer me this.
Go ahead.
Your 12, 13-year-old daughter pulls up at the spot with 2 crisp C notes.
Okay.
You ask her, where you get this extra? No, I'm gonna make it even funnier for you just so you can relate a little bit more.
Okay.
You pick her up from school, y'all chilling. Hey, Daddy, can I get some McDonald's? Marcus over here. Hey, you got McDonald's money? You get 2 C notes in your face. Hey, where you get this McDonald's money from? Where you get this money from? Mr. Epstein? How you feeling? How you feeling? She earned that money? She was out. How you feeling?
I'm feeling.
How you feeling? Like an absentee father that wasn't there?
I'm saying 13, right?
13, 14, 15, 16, not under legal age.
Under
Hey,
legal
it goes 11 to 13 because fuck 12. Make sure you're not doing that.
I like that. All right. Okay. Now you're asking me personally. So this is.
Do you feel like you're to blame at all?
No, because even with that, it was like I would know how I would want to raise my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And 13 years is a long time. 13 years is a long time to where you can mentally abuse somebody with a thought that this is the way it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? You could do the right things or you can do the wrong things. But once you influence the mind, then that's it. That is it. I could tell my daughter what is right, what is wrong, what to look out for. See, me personally, my daughter would never be in that situation because she would know exactly what is supposed to happen.
She coming to school with her own C notes.
That's right. I will make sure that my little princess would want for nothing. You know what I'm saying? She will get it out the mud if she has to, but she never has to get it out the mud because she's gonna have a loving father that will do everything for her already. She'll need Epstein. Now, I find out some old creepy ass white man passing out C notes to some girls. I swear we fight.
Oh, baby.
Or your 14-year-old talking about, oh, I got a recording session with Mr. Alcina, with Mr. Kelly.
My kid won't be there.
Og ain't gonna be there. I tell you that right now. Og ain't gonna be there.
My kid ain't gonna be there.
And I'm gonna say this: if my little princess want to sing again, she will want for nothing. I will make it happen. I know people like him. She's gonna get up on pure talent. She will not get up on a cosign.
As long as you got your eye on your child, then you are not to
absolutely.
blame, big dog.
Not as long as you got your eyes on your child.
I was just throwing the lob that it's like, could you imagine going through that, and now your 13-year-old daughter has a recording contract that she got to put some work in on. And next thing you know, you haven't heard from her for months.
I'm gonna put some work in.
I
Trust
hate
and
you.
believe.
I hate you. I hate you.
Shit.
LOL, just
This
because I
McDonald's
don't care if
Sprite
it's my girl, I don't care if it's my daughter. If she says I'm in the studio, best believe.
We in the studio.
She belongs in the streets if I'm not there.
Hey, love.
If my chick at the studio, she
The
belongs to
doc
the
up here talking crazy. Shut your ass up.
Listen, my chick in the studio, she belongs to the
Doc
street.
is talking
You don't
crazy.
sing. You don't sing. You don't have a dream to sing. You ain't got. Why are you in the studio? Who you know? For the streets. Sorry.
Exactly.
The doc is talking crazy, and Marcus, you're feeding it to
I
this
am not
madness.
feeling it. Right.
Hey, Marcus, it sounds like Taylor been in the studio as of recent.
I have never been in the studio. Thanks. I have never.
Ah.
I don't talk to motherfuckers with rap dreams. What the hell?
Oh yeah, you the singer type.
That either.
Hey, bro, like I said,
I don't even fuck with niggas with rap dreams. What the hell?
like I said, Marcus, look at Taylor real quick. Tell me why she looks like August Alsina right now.
Yo, he said your hair is an entanglement.
I hate y'all. You lucky I ain't sensitive, motherfucker. You lucky I ain't sensitive. It's all right. He just said that to me earlier today, and I let him live. I'm gonna let you live.
Damn, that was good.
I'm gonna let you live.
I needed that laugh. I needed that.
Man, you do not know how bad I needed that shit.
Man, oh man.
It's okay. It's okay. Just can't know what it is when we off the camera. It's all right.
Hey.
Oh, man.
Okay, I remember that. Mental note. Remember that day you said I look like August? August is nuts.
Back to the original topic. Raise your hand if you're voting for Kanye West 2020. All right then.
Marcus,
All right then.
the underrated thought?
I do. This is actually a good one. Due to
Hey Marcus, I got you. There are two things that I know. There are two things I've never seen: a turtle with speed and a bitch I need. And we can close on that. You dig?
Shut up! Get your ass out of the camera. Kayla, I told you, Marcus, the doc is tripping.
Oh, I'm getting that on a shirt. You feel me?
Man, oh man, I saw that. I was crying when I saw that.
I am getting that on a shirt. Do you hear me?
What was the statement again? One more time?
If you,
There are two things I've never seen in my life: a turtle with speed and a bitch I need. It is.
Yo,
man, oh man.
So, having said that, today's underrated is for the women.
Oh fuck.
Mm-hmm. Title is "You Hold All the Power." Okay. Now, when I say that, anything that happens between a man or a woman or a woman, or whoever she decides, to be with, whoever is being pursued, or women in general, they set the standard. They set what is allowed, what is not allowed. Everything goes off of the flow of the woman. When it comes to men, we want the woman. So whatever we want, we make sure that she wants for nothing. You know what I'm saying? That she is protected, respected, you know what I'm saying, and appreciated at all times. But a man is going to do what he knows. A person is only going to react at a pattern. Every person has a natural pattern. Now, it is up to the woman to set what is the norm. So if if the parameters are not set, then everything connected will be what it is. It's like, oh, well, I didn't know this wasn't right. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do this. And then, because first off, you also have to remember that common sense is in. So what your norm is may not be somebody else's norm. So you have, in order for you even have a mate, you have to, you know what I'm saying, know things about you. What is acceptable by you? What is disrespected by you? You know what I'm saying? You can't just move sporadically, especially if you want something stable. It cannot be out of place. It cannot be out of place in place. So just know that what women set as far as relationships and as far as their lives, period, is what will happen. It's not what can happen, it's what will happen. Because me personally, I believe that women, more often than not, Black women have this special power to elevate anything great. You know what I'm saying? More than me personally, Black women do a whole lot more than what is appreciated, what is known. And so I need women to tap into it. I need you to tap into that. Your greatness is infectious. Your vibe is infectious. Everything that comes, you know what I'm saying? Anything that you get, women, is exactly what you put out. And the funny thing is that women reciprocate that more than men do, which is why women have intuition. Men have hunches. We got hunches. Our hunches could be wrong. Women's intuition, they're hardly wrong. It's just like women feel it.
You done got Caleb moving. Oh,
yeah, I see you. Nah, bro, this all.
The doc is in, bro. You done started some shit.
I see it in your face. I see
He got something to say. Dr. Martin.
Yeah, you can say it.
Only got hunches.
Dr. Martin, what you got, man?
Yeah, come on with it. I'm ready. Let's go.
In the words of Eddie Griffin, pussy is power, but don't shit happen until the dick get hard. Dick soft, ain't nothing happening with the pussy. So to say that women have the power, let's just know it takes two to tango.
You know what also he said in that special? The very first thing. I want to fuck Michelle Obama. So guess what? And guess how? Do you ever think that's happening? Nah, hell no.
Shit.
Don't dissect the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm aware.
But if it means anything, if you would have told me like in June that August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith got together, I probably would have called you crazy too. So in the words of the future president, shoot for the stars, and if you fall, you land on a cloud.
Who do you think was the initiator in the August Alsina Jada Pinkett? Just throwing it out there. Say that again, Taylor.
I think it was her.
Now, just like you said, if you would have heard that August Alsina dated Jada Pinkett Smith, you would think that they was out of their mind. Why do you think that? It's not because of August.
That I think it was her.
No, like why do you think like he said like if you said
He would
August,
have told you.
Jada
Yeah.
Pinkett Smith, that you would be crazy to think that. But why? Because it's not because of August.
It's that narrative that Will and Jada have, that they paint this picture, or that they've displayed to us that they're the relationship goals, they're the black couple who everyone aspires to be like.
So you feel like the person or the persons in said situation bond is so strong that there would be no need for the other one, correct?
Michelle
That's
and
how it's been
Obama
displayed,
got it
yes.
on lock. Michelle and Obama got it on lock so much that you don't think about an Eddie Griffin sliding out of nowhere.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you this. Do you guys know, or have you guys ever seen somebody in a relationship, like friends or family members or what have you, and then you think that one person was like that and the other person was the complete opposite? Like you think that one person is more faithful than the other and you think the other person is unfaithful? Like, I don't think that person is right for you. Well, why do you think that? It's because they are a certain way. Now, Jada is a certain way, and we perceived her to be a certain way, to the fact that we wouldn't have think that she would be in an entanglement with August Alsina.
I know you did not just say entanglement, big dog.
Yes.
But but August said the word entanglement is the correct label for what they had.
Bam.
He
But
said
who
that.
who said that it was the right word? Because I'm pretty sure that's what I'm saying. She set the standard. If the correct term is said by the woman, it's the woman's standard. And she has the power. That's it.
So the definition of entanglement is a complicated or compromising relationship or situation.
Can we find the history on how long the word has existed with that definition? And please do not say 2020 Red Table Talk Jada Pinkett Smith.
Because I know what it means. I can use my
in the dictionary.
clues. I have never
entanglement's a word, but I'm talking about that definition.
I've never in my life heard that word.
First record was in 1630, 1640.
But it had to do, I said, with that definition. The definition of complicated relationship is not that old.
LOL.
That's the soonest I see. Is the origin of entanglement first was recorded in 1630, 1640.
You see these laces? This is an entanglement. These laces are entangled to the shoes. That is an entanglement. So I'm saying the definition of entanglement dealing with the definition of complicated relationship.
LOL, because if you 1630, 1640, the African slaves were in an entanglement with them colonizers. Did I say it right?
Yeah, absolutely. I.e. Thomas Jefferson.
A complicated relationship, you said?
Thomas Jefferson. That is a fact.
White flag. I'm done.
That's why it gotta be what? Man, let me stop.
Yes. My pillows, man.
Yes. Yes, that is perfect. So,
we are to my favorite segment. Ah, shit, hit my knee. My favorite segment, which is who the hell? Get your ass off my screen. Tom's gonna call. My favorite segment, talk your shit. Do we have any topics that did not make the original lineup?
Talk your shit.
Mine is the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion.
Well, if it means anything, his gun safety was like 50% because it's like when you have a gun, you're always supposed to aim it down, but like,
bruh,
just happen to like you can't put it on a trigger. It's like I'm gonna give him like 50% credit. You mean like?
It's no credit.
Marcus.
Yo, that meme that they had when they recreated the Harlem Nights fight with Eddie Murphy and Della Reese in the alley.
So you gonna shoot me in the pinky toe?
We.
Get it, shoot me.
It probably would have been better if it was. It probably would have been better if it was like the ending scene from Training Day. Hey, I'ma bend down and I'ma get this gun. I'ma pop your. You shot me in my head, Jake.
I don't know.
Knowing that
how
Megan Thee Stallion gets all her money off her ass.
I don't honestly know how I feel about this situation. Hey, the guns are kind of nice. Anyway,
This chick.
I wasn't trying to flex. I wasn't flexing. I just happened to look up and there they were. Anyway, I don't really know how I feel about this situation yet, just because I feel like we don't know everything. But I do feel from what she said. What the hell are you laughing at, Marcus?
I'm laughing at you. Come on.
What I do?
What needs to be said if a gun goes off and hits somebody in the foot?
It's not broken glass, I'll tell you that. Fuck out of here.
That's essentially what she said.
Nothing is warranted. Listen. Nothing is warranted to a bullet in the foot.
I understand. I'm not saying that, Marcus. I'm just saying I don't know how to feel about it because, first of all, we don't know everything. And based off of what she said as far as it not being an accident, that's what I'm talking about. But there's not been a discussion that what led up to that other than there was an altercation. That's it. That's all we know.
Okay.
And the girlfriend wanted to get out of the car. Her friend wanted to get out of the car. The words were exchanged. Gun goes off. Police are called. That's all we know.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's excused for shooting her. Hell no. That's bullshit. And you a hoe because you shot her in the foot. If you was really about that shit, you ain't shooting nobody in the foot.
Either that or his aim is off.
Man, fuck no. She ain't little. You can't miss her. They call her a stallion. She big as hell. She's a 5'10" target. You can't miss that. In the back of a chauffeur vehicle? How, pimpin'? This is not a Liam Neeson fucking movie. You right there, big dog.
Not
this nigga swinging his legs in the back seat of the car seat. You cannot miss her, bro. Stop playing.
Hey, what I'm about to say is insensitive. It's gonna seem insensitive.
He 5 foot 320 pounds. You can't look at me wrong.
It's only a joke. I gotta preface this thing. Man, I thought you were supposed to shoot the horse after the bad lick.
Wait, what did you say? Wait, what did you say?
I thought you were supposed to shoot the horse after the bad lick.
Get the hell off my screen, Marcus.
Listen, I don't care what was said. All right. First off, the gun should have been on safety. 2, nothing.
Yeah, why was the gun out, motherfucker?
Nothing that this woman said, or anything that was said, unless his life was in danger, should have ended with a bullet in somebody. I
mean anything. Shit, she could sneeze in the back of the car, scare his ass, and his life in danger. Hell, he literal.
Or that's a personal problem. Like if he has a short man complex, and that's on him. Not saying that he does. I don't think that. But
in the world, we never know. We'll find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball.
This chick.
Too far? Too much anime?
That was good. I don't watch anime, but I get it.
I was gonna make the Tootsie Roll reference, but I'm gonna let you slide. The Tootsie Pop reference.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world will never know.
3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh man, that was good. I'm sorry. If anybody who don't like because of that shit was funny.
You ain't shit.
I don't care.
Well, fellas, if you don't have any further topics, we can go ahead and wrap it up for the evening.
I am good.
Caleb?
I'm
Thank
able.
you.
No, I'm
Thank you.
All
straight.
right.
I
Guys,
thank you.
thanks for tuning in and check out for next week's episode of Black Afterthoughts. I am Taylor,
Marcus.
Caleb.
signing off.